Our guest today is a chef and best-selling author known for his cookbook, also Filipino. Today, Chef Angelo Comsti shares his 2026 Filipino food outlook and his thoughts about the highly anticipated Michelin Guide announcement. All that and more in What's Cooking. And it's a beautiful, delicious day. Chef Angelo, thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning.
Yay, good morning.
Good morning, Chef. First of all, this is such an exciting time for the Filipino food scene, not just for the Michelin star. It just feels that there's so many options that are growing all over, not just Metro Manila, but all over the Philippines, that is becoming more accessible. Let's start off first by talking about you, because you have published 5 books so far, including one that includes edible Christmas gifts as well. So when we take a look at all of that, why do you think making books about Philippine cuisine is such an important part of who you are?
Well, I believe that we have to record kasi all these recipes, all these dishes. That's how I started as an author. Parang I thought, okay, all the dishes that our parents or grandparents would cook, what happens to them after? So parang there has to be continuity. And that's why we have to record.
I read an article that says you're a Filipino, of course, laking Pinoy, pero you're not really familiar with all these regional
Yes.
dishes, diba? And that's how you started doing yung 75 regional dishes I never had growing up.
Yeah.
That book. So what were your experiences, exploring all these unknown dishes and discovering them?
Parang initially I felt embarrassed na I always proclaim that I love Filipino food. But
Yeah.
did I really know Filipino food? So when I explored the country, I went to different provinces, I realized that I didn't know about anything about Filipino cuisine pala kasi I only know about kare-kare, sinigang, the stuff I
yung
grew up
usual,
eating.
adobo,
you know.
right?
Sisig.
Yeah.
But there's so many things that we don't know about. So I went to 22 provinces and then I knocked on people's doors. I talked to the people selling carinderia food to ask for the dishes that I discovered. And that's how I came up with the also Filipino.
Oh, that's
You
so
know,
exciting.
I love that idea because I remember, me personally, just going to, I was in Ilocos Norte a few months ago and I went to a carinderia and I was looking through their food and I saw a few viands that I had no idea about. And I love the idea of exploring all of that. But looking back at the year, kasi syempre patpasa tayo sa 2025, wow. What excited you the most siguro? Because we say it all the time. Filipino food is growing, it's becoming more accessible, we're discovering more dishes. But is there anything this year in particular that made it feel a bit more special?
Well, everyone's in anticipation of the Michelin Guide.
Yeah.
Because I think that's really going to put Filipino cuisine on the map. And not just Filipino cuisine, but our talents also and our food. So it's happening tomorrow. They're finally going to announce which restaurants are.
Oh my
People
goodness.
that
I'm here for it. I'm here for
and you're
it.
gonna be there, right?
I'm going to be there.
Oh
yeah.
my goodness. And that is a by invitation only event. Makikipagkwentuhan ako sa'yo after like, oh my gosh, what happened there? But do you have any bets?
I have my hunches.
You have your hunches.
Hunches!
Okay, can we record your hunches right now? Tapos we're going to see. Kung tama ka,
Check
we'll invite you
back.
again. Kung hindi, gagawin ka namin news item. Alright, so but of course,
Wait, tinatanong mo nga yung hunches eh.
Oh,
Are
nga,
you?
let's move on.
no, seriously.
Let's move on. Okay.
He was quiet. I actually moved on, and I read that. But if you take a look at the idea of what would it take, or siguro, because I don't think there's a limit of how many they're going to award. How many do you think actually made the grade? Yan na lang.
I'm hoping that there's more than a dozen in the list.
Okay.
Okay.
Kasi it also includes Cebu, not
Yes.
just Manila
Yeah,
and the
yes,
environs. So I'm hoping there's going to be more than a dozen at least.
Ooh. Do you have like maybe like a hunch on anong klaseng cuisine or restaurant that serves this particular dish that might be given a star?
Kasi it's all about overall experience. And in particular, the food, the quality of ingredients, the harmonious flavors, the philosophy of the chef. That's all taken into consideration.
Okay.
And I think we have so many restaurants and chefs right now that fit the bill.
You know, I want, like, let's say he's...
Yeah, he's so
here's the funny,
vague.
here's the
I
funny
know.
thing. Yeah,
You
but...
might be watching.
Yeah, no, they might be watching. They might be. But then, you know what, Chef, you gave me a great idea. I think I have to book reservations tonight for tomorrow. Kasi I have an idea. I have a couple of ideas as well. But that I think are fairly obvious.
But
Pero wag
you
na
also
muna.
have a restaurant kasi, right?
Kasama
I
na siya
do,
doon.
I
He's
do,
part of that
yes.
list, by the way, of 12.
Yeah.
Oo.
I hope.
Yeah, we'll see. So, when we talk about, it's such a prestige thing, yung Michelin star. How do you think it will actually enhance, like in a tangible way, yung one, the visibility of Philippine cuisine, and two, the accessibility of it and the curiosity of it?
I hope it helps our tourism. It will bring in more people to try our food. And also, I think the Michelin will help standardize what's really good out there. Kasi right now, we don't have a barometer on ano ba yung nahanap ng tao. What makes for a really good restaurant. So I think by having this ratings, we would know na this is what we should be striving for.
Because it's not just about the food itself, but it's also about the
Experience.
hospitality and
Yeah.
the experience.
Yeah, so the service,
Yeah.
the wine program, a lot of things are considered.
You know, I wanted to touch on, because we mentioned already that he has a restaurant, and you talk about this modern retro Filipino cuisine. So let's talk about your resto and then its concept.
So it's called Offbeat Bistro. It's in Ayala Triangle Garden. We wanted to be different from the other Filipino restaurants. That's why by the name itself, it's offbeat.
Yeah.
It's nothing usual. We try to bring back old dishes. So it's not the usual kare-kare and sinigang.
Okay.
We have dishes from Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao, like monghe. Monghe is something I grew up eating in Pasig. Whenever we'd have Christmas parties or get-together, it's like a meatloaf.
Okay.
But we present it in a more familiar way.
Yeah. I mean, when we look at what I like about what you just said, presenting in a familiar way, the thing about Filipino cuisine that I do enjoy, that I love, is that every house has a different version of everything, and that's why some people have a hard time really pinning down ano nga bang Philippine food, because
Exactly.
there's no
Yeah.
real standard. Adobo is different from one house to the other. Yung adobo sa bahay namin is dry because we're from Cavite, at least yung side ng dad ko. So there are issues, there are things like that. When you look at Philippine cuisine, especially from your restaurant in particular, how do you make it feel familiar even though it's different everywhere you go?
So yeah, we present it in a way that looks familiar, tastes familiar, but because of the story of the dish, parang I've never had this before. So it's kind of new pa rin to the people. And our food is very oily, brown, stewish. So we present it in a more presentable manner.
Yeah.
For someone who has never been to Offbeat, what are the dishes that you would recommend they try first?
I guess the best sellers, which is the bibingka. So we have a bibingka that has a salted egg sauce, but we made it savory by adding shrimp salad on top.
Shrimp salad on a bibingka.
So sweet, savory siya.
Dapat pala tayo request kay chef na
Dapat
magdala
tayo
ng
nag-shoot.
sample. Oo nga. Oh my
Yo,
God, let's do that.
Sira
Yeah.
diet ko. Can we do it after a certain date? I'll give it to you. Of course, we also have to take a look at Philippine food in general, because it says here right now, and I didn't even know this was a term, food futurologists predict that, quote, emotion-led consumption will help shape 2026 dining. Oh, do you agree with that?
I think so, because I'm guilty of that too.
Yeah.
Like whenever I feel stressed
I feel
or
like-
tired, di ba we all
We
grab...
all are guilty of that. Diba?
Kala ko we all are stressed and tired.
Hindi.
Parang we rely on a piece of cake or a scoop of
Yeah.
ice cream to make us
Yeah.
feel better.
Yeah. So how do
Because
you...
stress eating diba?
Yeah.
That is so common. Like everybody stress eats, diba? But your bold forecast for 2026 food trends.
I think we're seeing that now, but it's gonna grow even more next year. Functional food.
Functional food.
So these are
What's that all
dishes
about?
that help us in a way that we will function better, like gut healthy ingredients.
So wellness
mga
centered.
probiotic.
Yes, because of COVID,
yes.
diba, we have become
Yeah.
more attuned to our
Yeah.
healthy aspects. So
Yeah.
Okay.
dishes that focus on health benefits.
Really? That's interesting. Do you think that this is me just shooting from the hip here? Do you feel that there are certain foods that will actually help mental wellness? Because to be quite frank, a lot of people have been upset and of course affected by mental health issues. And we always talk about food being so good for your physical health. But do you think that in a way that it could actually help mental health as well?
Chocolate.
Well, as you mentioned earlier,
Yeah.
diba, the food that
Yeah.
is driven by our emotions.
Yeah.
So, yes, food that will make us feel happy,
Mhm.
diba, that will make us forget.
Parang comfort food na mas elevated in a way, or at least planado to address that.
What's your favorite comfort food or comfort dish?
Especially in a rainy day like this,
Yeah.
bulalo for me.
Yeah. How does that translate to the Philippine setting though? How can we translate the wellness trend to the Philippines, or is that what's coming up here in the Philippines in general, or iba ba tayo?
I think by introducing a lot more ingredients that we grow here, that can help us. Diba, malunggay, we eat a lot of,
Yes,
but
yes.
I don't know if a lot of people know about their health benefits. So we can include that in a lot more dishes at our homes.
I see.
There was also, we're talking about trends still, there was a time wherein my TikTok was just full of Americans loving ube. And there's a time also where everyone was addicted to matcha, to the point that
Everybody
yeah.
is still addicted to matcha.
think
I
so.
heard
Matcha is your
you.
favorite.
Yes, I'm a
diba?
matcha monster.
Yeah, but there's an ongoing global matcha shortage now, right? Due to the matcha craze. What do you think keeps this craze alive?
Health benefits. And also, we're always on the lookout for flavors for our desserts.
Right,
Diba?
right.
Vanilla, pandan, as I mentioned, ube. It's now matcha's time, but I think we're moving on to another kind of matcha, which is hojicha,
yes,
which
burnt.
is roasted green
yeah,
tea. So
yeah.
I've been seeing a lot of desserts and beverages offering this kind of flavor.
Look, if people have been sleeping on hojicha, they're very very late. But so sorry, I do love it. No, but when we take a look at the food trends in the Philippines in particular, are there any ingredients that you feel are going to be more present in Philippine cuisine?
More present, but I think it's already present, gata. But I've been seeing a lot more dishes using gata, so that's pretty exciting.
Really?
A lot more chefs are playing with coconut milk and
Oh.
coconut in general.
We had a coconut guest,
Yeah,
right?
Chef
The-
Riza,
Chef
yeah.
Riza.
Ninang Riza,
Ninang
yeah.
Riza. Yes.
Yeah, from
She
Quezon.
doesn't want to be called coconut queen
No,
though. But
no.
yeah, she cooks with all kinds of dishes made with coconut, right?
Do you feel that that could be the next trend? I know we're predicting trends here for 2026, especially here in the Philippines. Do you think in terms of ingredients, siguro gata might be more in vogue than it already was?
Well, to give you an example, si Chele Gonzalez in his restaurant Gallery, he did a whole menu spread just on gata.
Wow.
And I think it's moving on to rice, different kinds of rice.
Okay.
So there's so many things that we can explore, and the chefs are giving us that that avenue to enjoy our local ingredients.
How about you? What do you want to explore next?
Good question. Salt and sugar.
Salt and sugar.
We have so many varieties of salts and sugars here in the Philippines that no one has explored yet. But
Yeah.
there's so many artisanal salts also.
Yes,
In
yes.
Bohol,
Yeah.
in
Yeah,
Cagayan.
yeah.
Is
Salt and
that
sugar.
sorry, Anna, but
Oh.
does that help that because you're mentioning so many basic ingredients. Chef Chel is doing something with rice. Did something with gata. If you're from the Quezon province, from Bicol, parang kanin na rin yun. When you're talking about salt and sugar, and right now because of the recent law that actually allows more artisanal salts to be produced depending on the region, we now have a new set of flavor profiles. Why are all of these ingredients so basic, and yet there's so many ways we could use them?
Well, I don't think we've explored everything yet. And that's what's exciting also. A lot of Filipino chefs are trying to go regional, discover more ingredients that they can present to their customers. And as we discover all these ingredients, we're also helping their livelihood.
You're right.
So it's a win-win situation for all.
Aside from salt and sugar, what's one ingredient from maybe like a remote region in the Philippines that you have discovered in your, food journey that you think most people have not heard of that you want to try exploring maybe next year?
Souring agents.
Souring agents.
Filipinos love sour flavor, and we have tamarind here in Manila, but there's libas, Tomatoes we use also pang paasim.
Yeah. Kamyas.
Batuan.
Yeah.
So we have so many souring agents. What's good kasi with Filipino cuisine is we use ingredients found in our backyard.
Yeah.
Right, yes.
And we are an archipelagic country. So our souring ingredients here in Luzon differ from the ones in Visayas and Mindanao.
Okay, I am excited for anything you come up with, Chef. It feels like you're a mad scientist trying to go through all of these things. But again, we're going to try and circle back to yung Michelin Guide natin.
Yes.
So when we talk about the Michelin Guide in terms of this being historic first, like we're all excited. You know, Anne's excited, I'm excited. We need to set those reservations now, or else it won't, else we won't get there. But when we take a look at why all these chefs are excited, why all of these people are excited from an industry perspective, just what would it mean for a chef here in the Philippines to actually earn a Michelin star here on home soil?
Well, Michelin, for those who are not aware, is a restaurant rating agency. So they acknowledge culinary excellence.
Okay.
And so for them to acknowledge what we have here, our talents, our food, our restaurants, that's something big. That's why we're all excited for that.
There are some critics who argue that introducing Michelin stars in food scenes can lead to really high-priced menus, exclusivity, less accessibility. How do you respond to that viewpoint?
I don't think so. Kasi I think what we're serving now, what we're doing now, we're still going to continue. If ever it's going to be harder to book lang, I hopefully because
Yeah.
of Michelin.
Yeah, yes.
But yeah, I hope it draws in a lot more people because the industry needs it.
Yeah, and I feel like it's challenging the industry because you now know that there is a potential worldwide standard to reach. Do you feel that as well?
It's gonna be a good pressure if ever.
Yeah.
Because our standards will level up with the rest of the world.
All right, so I want to ask about your future plans here because we mentioned that you had 5 cookbooks already, including one with for that's Christmas themed. Do you have any other books in mind that are in the works?
They're still in the concept stage right now. So hopefully by next year.
Hopefully by next year. You're not gonna give us any hints, no?
Not yet.
Why are you
But
so
he's
secretive?
But I know, but he's gonna guest again. Once that book is out, we can feature it on the show, right?
Yes,
Yes.
please.
Yes.
But I'm about to launch my deli line pala. So that's something to look forward to.
Okay.
Where's that gonna be available?
I already have my own corned beef and it's being sold in a small
love
shop in
corned
Makati. I'll send you
beef.
some.
Okay.
Christmas ham is next, so.
Ako rin, please.
Oh, of course.
Kala ko nagda-diet ka.
Oh, by the time it gets here, tapos na. All right, but Chef, thank you so much. So great seeing you and talking food with you. Sana we can eat food together next time, diba?
Yes,
Let's
let's
shoot
do it in the
at your
restaurant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's schedule that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, and we love wrapping up things in a particular way.
Chef Angelo, our show is called Beautiful Day. So what makes your day beautiful?
The show.
Oh.
Being able to have a platform to promote Filipino cuisine,
Yeah.
Michelin, all my stuff. Yeah, thanks for that.
No, and then he's saying that now, pero tomorrow, what makes my day beautiful? Nanalo ka ng Michelin star.
Oh. I hope that's next.
You know what? Sorry, if it happens after that, can we loop this forever? Okay, can we loop this forever? Na ako yung nagdilang anghel. But again,
Crossing our fingers for
Yes,
you.
Thank
you,
Chef
thank
Angelo.
thank you so much, Chef. Really appreciate you. And that's what's cooking again. That is Chef Angelo Comsti. Go check him out online and buy his book whenever you